I watched all 6 Scream movies in 24 hours. Nobody's better than me at this point. Nobody. Yeah! Welcome to my channel. Come on in. Get some water. As a matter of fact, sponsor me. Really, the only reason I wanted to watch Scream was because I want to watch Scary Movie. If you don't know what Scary Movie is, I'll put a picture right here. It's with the Wayne Bros and Regina Hall and a few other people that I cannot remember the name of. But as I was watching Scream, because I was only going to watch the first one, until I sat down and said, no, I want to finish the whole thing because I want to understand like every reference when I watch scary movies. I ended up watching the whole thing in like 24 hours. So really here, I would do like a tier list type video, but I feel like since it's only 6 movies, I'm just gonna keep it really simple and just rate them and criticize them and be a movie critic for about 2 hours. Also, I wrote down some notes on my laptop. It's right here on the side of me just in case I get off track because I do tend to yap a lot. And yeah, now we can start the yaps. Allegedly. Scream 1, I underestimated. Like, I knew what was going to happen. Also, spoiler warning for anybody watching this. I'm going to spoil everything. Every single detail, everything. Going into Scream 1, let's list all the things I knew. I knew that Drew Barrymore was going to die in like less than 10 minutes, I want to say, of this movie. Which, why was I excited about that? I don't know. Like, that made me want to watch it even more. I think that's all. Oh, I knew who Ghostface was already. Like, I knew who the killers were. Stu and Billy. We're gonna look this up because I want to make sure I have everything right. So yeah, I knew Stu and Billy were both going to be the killers at the end, which, first of all, Matthew Lillard. If nothing else made me want to watch the movie, Matthew Lillard. On top of that, okay, I was watching the behind the scenes of Scream 1, and what did he say? He said something about Billy Loomis being Johnny Depp's brother. Okay, so apparently the actor of Billy Loomis, I think his name is Skeet. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I do not want to be getting people's name wrong. He is not Johnny Depp's brother, which is a shocker. Apparently he doesn't like the comparison either. Totally understandable. But anyways, so yeah, I knew those things. I knew that Drew Barrymore was gonna die in less than 10 minutes, and I knew that who the killers were already, which is Billy Loomis and Stu. Okay, we had those. So I knew the beginning and the ending. I just needed to know how we got there and like why we started there, you know what I'm saying? So I was already hooked on into this movie anyways. You guys, I loved this movie. And this is coming from someone who like literally I want to say 2 years ago. 2 years ago, if you told me that I would be here sitting here watching like scary movies in the dark, I would have laughed in your face hard. I could not bear to watch any scary movies at nighttime. I had to always watch them during the day and in the morning. Scream, like, I gave Scream a 10 out of 10. Scream 1, I gave Scream 1 a 10 out of 10 because it was really good. It got me hooked. And I'm not saying I've never really seen these slasher movies, but to me it was original. To me it was like I was watching this movie like poke fun at itself, and I really liked that for some reason. Like, it was really funny to me, and also kind of like, I want to say like acknowledge the audience while also being the audience, which is crazy, but we're not gonna go too deep. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna go too deep. I gave it a 10 out of 10. All the actors and actresses, they were great. I know that like these were famous faces before in like other movies, but I have never really watched anything that they're in. Like I know, what's her name? I'm still working on names. The lady who was a reporter, I think she was in Friends, but I've never watched Friends. So like I'm seeing all these faces. The only really known face that I've seen is Drew Barrymore. Like I've watched her in Never Been Kissed before. I don't know. So many other movies, but I just cannot remember the name. Like seriously. So yeah, I said about everything. Like it's original. Like I would recommend it to someone who isn't really into like gore, but they're okay with blood. I don't classify Scream as like gore. Maybe it's just me, because like compared to like today's gore and then gore, it's like very different. Like I wouldn't just recommend somebody Terrifier, you know what I'm saying, like off back, like that's gore. Yeah, anyways, moving on to Scream 2. Now I was really excited for Scream 2, but I was kind of let down. What I wanted from Scream 2 was a little bit of lore, just a little tad bit, and I wasn't really getting that. Like I was getting a little bit, like we were getting a thing of like it starts from home, you know what I mean, like with Billy's mother being the killer. So it was audience looking out, like as a first timer of like not knowing anything that's about to happen in this second movie. I enjoyed it, but I just wanted more. Like what I was thinking was, after I watched the movie, I was like, you know, as a writer, as a director, you want to keep your name out there, like keep people still watching your stuff regardless of like how bad or how good it is. Like you want them to keep talking. That's the type of movies I was like looking at it as, because it seemed like, because it got pushed out immediately after, at least to me, like a year after, I believe. To me, if a movie comes like 12 months later or like a year and a half later, I feel like you like that's fast for pushing out, which isn't a good or bad thing. Like I'm just saying, it was like pretty fast. So how I saw it was like they just pushed the movie out to keep their name out there. Understandable. I like the plot twist. I like the plot twist of the killer being Billy Loomis' mother. Was it predictable? Yes and no. I didn't predict it, but I can definitely see other people predicting that she's the killer. Can I say killer on YouTube? I gave this movie an 8 out of 10 because it wasn't bad, it wasn't horrible. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first one, and I just wanted some lore. That's it. Yeah, and even outside of that, after I got done watching the movie, I couldn't remember anything about it. Like I didn't even remember who the killer was until I went to go watch some BTS. That's how like less I enjoyed it. Not much to say about that one, but moving on to Scream 3. Scream 3, I would say, is where we start to get like a little bit of lore, and I was really excited about that, because I'm not saying like lore is definitely like a must-have for a movie, but when I feel like you already give yourself, your character, some lore once you start digging about their background yourself. So much yapping going on here. It's probably not translated. Let me hold on. So in the first movie, Scream, in Scream 1, they were talking about her mother and her mother's death. And when she was talking to the reporter was like, I'll send you a copy of the book I made about your mother, because she was like the hottest topic, but she died.
So, how's the book? Well, it'll be out later this year. Oh, I'll look for it. I'll send you a copy.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
She low-key ate with that. I can't even lie. So when we finally got a little bit of lore about her mom, we definitely got some information, but I think it got too, I don't know, how can I explain it? As we're like getting the lore, the more more lore we get of like her mom, the more jumbled it gets. Like, I think where they really started to lose me was when they were talking to the man with the sex dungeon house, and he was like, oh yeah, your mom used to be an actress and she used to come here when we have these little parties and everything. And I was like, so her mom was an actress? Well, yes. But what does that have to do with, like, maybe I said that I'm gonna go back and watch Scream 3 because maybe I just wasn't paying attention like how I should have been, and so I might come back to this and take back everything I said. But I just really, and then finding out that like she had a son, or like see what I mean, like it was all jumbled together, like it was like so much lore being thrown out, but like I don't know. I don't know, it was so much lore being thrown out, so it's like nobody really knows. That's what I was getting, like nobody really knows. Like she was an actor and she used to go to these parties and she had a son, and her son is mad because when she died. And then about the son, what I didn't understand is like, did he set up the death or not? Did he set up like everything or not for like Cotton to go to prison? We're gonna talk about Cotton too. Cotton, here's my thing. I understand. I don't want to go to jail either. I would be mad too if I got sent to jail for a year. But you were in jail for a year. I'm thinking when they sent him off the jail, I'm thinking he'd been in jail for a good bit. 5 years, 10. I'm thinking they don't got no parole. Like, I'm really, yeah. And he come out money hungry. Like, he's hungry. So yeah, it's just, I enjoyed, it's kind of like for me, same thing I said about Scream 2 a little bit, like it wasn't a bad movie. I think I just didn't really like it. That's it. I wanted some lore. I got the lore. I didn't understand the lore, and I was like, okay, that's enough for me. I gave that movie, Scream 3, I gave Scream 3 a 8 out of 10. Not bad, but I didn't really enjoy it like that. Also, let me try to break down my ratings for you. So a 10 out of 10 means like great movie. Like, I really enjoyed this movie. Like, I would recommend you this movie. So that would be like a 8.5 to like a 10 or 11, really. A 6 to a 8 is anywhere between like okay to good. You know what I mean? Like, okay, good. I would say like a 5 to a 3. It was an okay watch. Like, I didn't really, it was kind of boring, blah, blah, blah. A 1 to a 2, horrible watch. Would not recommend. I do go above that sometimes. Like, I know I have like a 20 rating on a movie. I'm not gonna say which movie because we're not talking about that movie right now. So anything above a 10 is like out of the park. Like, I'm gonna keep talking about this movie. We're moving on to Scream 4. I really liked Scream 4. This is when I started, because after I watched Scream 3, I started like debating if I still want to watch Scream, because I'm like, I don't want it to keep going down because I'm getting bored. But Scream 4 kind of reeled me back in a little bit, and I was like, it's getting better, it's getting good. I think what I liked about Scream 4, call me a TikTok follower, I don't care. I started to notice a lot of sounds that I was hearing on TikTok that, like, it didn't make me want to watch Scream, but I just didn't know that it came from this movie. And I also recognized one of the girls from American Horror Story and Scream Queens. Never watched Scream Queens before, but it's been on my list, so that kind of made me excited to like see her act or something. I noticed a few other actors, but I can't remember their names. I really like seeing new faces. I did like this plot twist. I didn't really think, like, I didn't it's not one that I was expecting, and it made me happy. Like, I couldn't pinpoint out who was who. I think this was the one when she was in college. Yeah. So at first I thought it was her boyfriend. I thought it was her boyfriend, but it wasn't. It wasn't. For me, that was a plot twist. I'm like, your cousin. Let me look at my notes a little bit, because I know I wrote something else down. I also like the setting. The setting was really, it was giving me Nightmare on Elm Street, which I just figured out. I think that the director of Nightmare on Elm Street was the director of Scream, or the writer of Scream, if I'm not mistaken. I was right. He I think he did like the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which is kind of what I grew up on, but I think I only grew up on the first one. I can't remember. I gotta go back and watch those too. And he worked on the first 4 Scream movies. So he did his thing. He did his big one. I forgot to mention that my favorite characters from Scream 1, my favorite was Dewey. From Scream 2, I can't remember. I still want to say, I think throughout the entire franchise, my favorite character was Dewey. If Dewey has no supporters, I'm dead. That's all I'm gonna say. Scream 4, I really like Scream 4. It redeemed Scream for me. I'm not gonna say it redeemed Scream, because I think Scream was doing good regardless. Like, you know, I'm not gonna deteriorate, whatever. I'm not gonna downplay like their success. Like, yeah, just for me, it redeemed it and like got me back into it. I was no longer bored, and I was like, okay, I'm going to finish. Scream 4 for me is when it was official that I was going to finish the entire thing. Moving on to Scream 5. Now, I was really nervous about Scream 5 because this is where we got to see like new age faces, like people of my age group faces, like spooky. One that I was like so really nervous about is Jenna Ortega. I had watched her on Wednesday, and don't get me wrong, I love Jenna. Love everything she does, but like I've never really seen her in horror outside of Wednesday. And for me personally, I didn't really think Wednesday was horror, like at least not for me. Like to me it was like thriller, and those can go like, 2 things can be true at the same time. Okay, so I was really worried. So I'm like, oh, like what if I don't like it? What if it's not? But she delivered. Not only did she deliver, but what's the main actress name? I can't remember her name, but I've seen her before. So I'm gonna insert a picture right here where I'm editing, so y'all know who I'm talking about. She was great. I think she started to be my favorite too. When in the beginning, when we started with the plot twist already, like she's Billy Loomis' daughter, I was happy but disappointed. I'm gonna tell you I was disappointed. I was disappointed because I feel like we skipped so much lore, and I was like, who's her mother? Who else could he have possibly gotten pregnant? Like, because what were they, like seniors in high school when that happened? Yeah, I don't know. But outside of that, I was like really happy because I'm like, we getting more, like we getting to see. I'm thinking like maybe possibility, we might have a little villain arc here. Like we get to become Scream or like Ghostface the killer. But no, that wasn't the case. And either way it would have went, I would have liked it. And I did like it. I did. I can't really remember like all the key points that I liked about this movie because I think I had a headache while I was watching this, but I really still enjoyed it. Was I kind of sad during this movie? Did Dewey die in Scream 5? I can't remember, but I remember that like really, yeah. I think what really stuck with me is the ending though, when we finally get to see her like with the knife and everything, and we get to see the rage and all that. That's what really solidified it for me, because in the beginning I was a little worried I remember that part too. That I wouldn't really like it, and I wasn't really following that much. But during the end, when we figure out who house that she was in the whole setup, I was like, this is getting good. Like, I'm getting excited. One thing that I knew already going into this movie was that who the killer was. I knew who the killer was, but I only knew one killer. I didn't know there were two. And that was confusing me too throughout the movie, because I'm like, she don't even seem like the killer for real. Like, I feel like there's something else, like it's not. And I was right, because there were two killers. So she was like, just like the original movie, getting you back in your daddy's house, and now look at you about to become the villain because you're gonna kill me. So crazy. Great plot twist. Love the actors. And I gave that movie a 12 out of 10. So I think once I watched Scream 5, the main actor, she became my new favorite. So it was now her and Dewey. Love them both. Moving on to the final movie, Scream 6.
Let it begin. Push it away, but it's pulling me in. Trying to pretend.
After I watched Scream 5, my standards were up here. Up here. I was like so excited to, like, I'm telling you, I was locked in. I was locked in. I was like, I'm going to finish this movie. I'm going to watch this movie. I knew, the only thing I knew coming into this movie was that Ghostface was now going to have a shotgun. I don't know why it made me happy. And I was like, yes, he's picking up different things beside a knife. I need that. And I had seen so many edits of this movie. And what's crazy is I didn't even realize it came out in 2023. I thought that it was supposed to be coming out like later. But no, it already came out. And I was like, there's no way I'm about to complete all these movies in a day. But yes, I did. What was really getting me was the therapy part, because I was low-key advocating for her to become like this villain. But I think I'm more happy that she didn't, because sometimes, like, as a writer, you already know what the audience wants. And I feel like a lot of people maybe wanted her to be like her father. But for obvious reasons, she went in the opposite way, which I feel like enhanced the story more, instead of just playing into that same old storyline. So now instead of, oh, she's hearing voices of her dad, she's turning into her dad, is she's hearing voices of her dead dad, and she's trying to like find ways to protect her sister, while also trying not to turn into this villain. Yeah, okay, media literacy. I think I really love this. Was, for me, this movie again was like Scream 5 of the thing, like, oh my gosh, I forgot seeing like the storylines of the new actors and like who they were related to in like the older movies was also my favorite thing. I really enjoyed that, because I really got to like see how they interpret that. That was really fun. But for me, like I said, Scream 5 and Scream 6 were kind of like, for me, well, Scream 6 for me was kind of like Scream 5 a little bit, where I didn't really know how I would like it in the beginning, but then at the end, really liked it. I feel like I can't even say anything, because Scream is always known for like its multiple plot twists. At least to me, like when I was watching it, it was like plot twist after plot twist. I thought that was kind of funny, so I didn't mind it. But at the end, I didn't really know what to believe until and I'm gonna show y'all the scene that kind of solidified my rate for me. Like, I'm gonna see if I can put it in right here, and hopefully they don't take it down. I'm gonna do like a small clip. That scene after that really solidified my rate. Once I finished the movie, I didn't know if I wanted to rate it a 13 or a 15. And there were so many reasons why. And since I couldn't like really settle on one, I decided to go for 13.5 because I felt like a 14 just would have been like too, I don't know. The acting, amazing. The actors, amazing. The setting, amazing. The plot twist, amazing. Like everything about the movie to me was like really, really good. I think it also played into that role of like the movie telling on itself but not telling everything to the point where you know who's gonna be who and what's gonna happen. Like it still left space for there to be mystery, and I really, really, really not only like that but appreciated that, because I hate when movies tell like everything about the plot twist. Ultimately, after this, Jenna Ortega started to be one of my favorite actors as well. Perhaps after, we're gonna see after I watch her in X, and this isn't me like banging her. Well, why am I kind of being a hater? Never that. Jenna Ortega over here, love you. Like it's never hate, never anything that. That's like me. That's kind of how I felt about Matthew Laird. I was like, he looks like a favorite actor that I would like, but then I didn't know for sure until I started watching like a lot of movies he was in. So that's when I was like, oh yeah, I like Matthew Laird. After I watched Scream 6, I think there's a show actually. So I was like, I finished all these movies, now I just have to work on looking at a show. But then I started watching Chucky. No. Then I started watching Fear Street. Fear Street is scary, you guys. I don't care what anybody says. So I stopped watching that and I watched The Babysitter. Jenna Ortega was in that too. Loved her in that. And then I started watching Chucky, which I'm trying to finish up now. So yeah, I heard it's like halfway to spooky season type deal on YouTube for like people who are really into fall season. So hope to be a part of that. I might be bringing some spooky books to my videos to like review and stuff. Really fun about that. But yeah, overall, what I give the entire franchise of this movie, to the costuming, the setting, and like everything, the fans, I would give it ultimately like a 10 out of 10. Really even a 12 out of 10. Like this is like a great franchise. Like I actually really like the franchise going on here. When I say they need another movie, not exactly. Would I be mad if they came out with another movie? Not exactly. It's kind of one of those things, it's like if you do, you don't. But if they did come out with another movie, I would say that one probably needs to be the last one. Yeah, you could imagine the shock on my face when I realized how many movies were in Halloween, and I was thinking about starting that after Scream. We'll see after I finish Chucky. Really enjoyed those movies. If you have any movie recommendations, comment those down below. You can message me on Instagram or like TikTok, anywhere. I will put my socials here. Make sure you drink your water. Make sure you eat. Make sure you get outside. It's getting warmer. Make sure you wear your sunscreen as you're getting outside. Don't forget to have fun. Make sure you watch movies. You stay in school. You do like what you need to do to get where you want to be. And until then, you guys, I will have our next video out. Don't know what about. I'm kind of going like everywhere lately. So yeah, maybe I'll do a vlog if I go to the movies tomorrow. We might do a little vlog because I haven't done one of those in like forever. But until then, until my next video, bye. I love yous.